Tell us a bit about your book. Tell us if there's a program you're doing for parents. And then number 3, give us your closing remark. Muthoni.
Thank you, Madam CEO. Well, like I said, the book that brought us here was If I Had a Son, stories of manhood to our sons. And one of the deepest issues, which also happens to be the tagline in the book, we wrote the book because we say in Africa, we raise our daughters and let our sons grow. And as a book, this was like a life manual, because we are walking a journey from the time a child is born all the way to when they retire. And like I said, this is a very easy read. It's a book that you can read as a family. It's a book that you can buy for your children or friends to read. And basically, it's supposed to be interpreted like a story, because when we used to give stories around the firesides, everybody would get their own interpretation from the way the story is told. So If I Had a Son is a journey basically from conception to retirement. And it's a book I recommend to every Kenyan, every Ugandan, every African, and every person to read. And the same book gave rise to a program that was a mentorship program for the boy child and the youth. And the last 1.5 years, we had to pause because we ventured a lot into politics that time. So starting August, we are reviving the Richmond program for the boys, and the mentorship for the youth based on the book. And in the same length, we also working on another one, and which will be a fully it will be a month course, again based on the principles of If I Had a Son. Now coming to this, so that I don't get everybody's time, I want to finish by saying the society will only be stable if everybody in the society takes their position. And quickly, anybody living in Kenya probably has come across some 2 sad stories. There was this story of a conductor who killed a young boy, a 17-year-old, because of 20 shillings, and they were arguing, and the conductor threw the boy out of the matatu, and the boy died. But my question was, where were the other passengers? Because it was a minibus carrying around 30 Kenyans, adults. Where were they when the argument was starting? So that after the boy dies, then we start burning the vehicle. You know, it's creating a mess out of something that would have been sorted. Yesterday, I heard there was a story where a lady was undressed in a matatu. Again, they had issues, a confrontation about the fare. It so happened that the lady was deaf. She was not getting what they were talking about. She was undressed. But again, we had Kenyans surrounding the entire and watching. So you complain after the effect. So I'm saying, when everybody takes their position, us as parents, and when we are in our homes, we need to teach the right. For example, I want my daughter, who is almost 2 years now, to understand that she should act morally without the threat of a punishment, or without expecting a reward, because that's what the society is teaching them, that for you to behave well, you need to expect a reward or to be afraid of punishment, which again should not be the case. As I end, I also want every parent to remember what somebody called Lewis called the 7 social sins. Let us warn our children and teach them about the dangers of wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, and finally, politics without principle. Because in the society we're living with, these are the things they will face. But since we are busy as parents, when I get home and my daughter wants to spend time with daddy, I want to catch up on WhatsApp or Facebook and know what other people are doing, I miss out on the connection, because some of these things, they must be taught when they are very young. And some of these things, they must be caught. There's a difference between teaching and, because some of these things are caught, they are not taught. Our children will watch what we're doing. Our children will the relationship between their parents. So some of these are basically, we must be very intentional about them, and so that they can get. Finally, and since I'm a preacher, it is finally completed as I finished now completely. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope this is a conversation that we can look for another time to talk about it, because I think it's like we've just grazed the surface, and I was so loaded, and I expected also, I know also all the others also had a lot of stuff, and it's something that we can get a part 2 of, so that we can it's our July. I've closed for the time, man. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Muthoni. And yes, I think we can't keep complaining after things are broken.